Amazon VAT has changed, and here's how it works. Amazon released the first batch of invoices today, which shows how they have applied the new rules. This is where they are adding 20% on all Amazon seller fees and FBA fees. We're expecting them to add this to the home market invoices, but we've seen them, they've went a bit further and it could have implications for your business. So let's start with what we expected. Here is an invoice related to August for a UK-based business selling in the UK. It's no longer 0% VAT, it's increased by 20%, reflecting the VAT they have added. So let's get the easy bit out of the way. If you're VAT registered, you want to ensure that you are reclaiming these amounts on your VAT return. So you may notice your payouts being lower from Amazon, but you will not see a dent in your margin, as while you may pay VAT to Amazon, you can now reclaim this increase from HMRC. So what is the thing we didn't expect? Well, it looks like Amazon are now billing people VAT even in countries overseas. So what they're doing is, wherever you're based, they're going to bill you from the home branch and always charge you VAT. So if you're selling in the EU or even Turkey, then you're going to be charged 20% VAT. This means that all the seller fees from the EU market will now have 20% on them. As you can clearly see here, this is all in euros, but you can clearly see who is billing you, along with 20% and the UK VAT number. That means you can reclaim these on your VAT return, and it's important to note that not all accounts are going to assume that this is the case, because all they'll see are euros. So you want to make sure they understand that and you understand that, so you can reclaim. Otherwise, you will lose out on margin. For those of you who are not VAT registered or on the flat rate scheme, this change is going to hurt slightly more than we thought. And that's mainly because of the increased VAT on EU sales as well. So if you're not VAT registered and you have raised a case to remove VAT from your fees, when you sell an item for £100 on Amazon, you were charged 33.33 in Amazon fees, giving you a profit of 66.67. However, under these new rules, if you sell an item for £100 on Amazon, you'll now be charged £40, which is the Amazon fees plus the VAT. Therefore, your profit has eroded and it's now £60, and your margins eroded by 6.67%. So if you had £60,000 in sales a year, your profit would be £4,020 less than it was before. For those who are not VAT registered, the knee-jerk reaction could be you register for VAT, but a VAT registration will erode your margin way more than 6.67%. And this is because you have to pay 20% on your sales as well. So while being not VAT registered is good, it's not as good as it used to be. If you're on the flat rate scheme, you need to assess whether or not the flat rate is still right for you by recalculating profit using the new VAT rules and comparing it to what you'd pay under the normal VAT scheme. So before this change, you would sell an item on Amazon for £120, you would charge 33.33 in Amazon fees. You used to pay the VAT at a rate of 7.5%, and which would be £9. This would leave you with 77.67 in profit. Under the new rules, you'll sell an item for £120 on Amazon, you'll now charge £40 in Amazon fees and seller fees. So what happens now is you pay HMRC £9 like you did before, but you cannot claim the VAT on the selling fees, therefore your profit falls to £71. Obviously, these examples ignore product costs. So you need to do the calculations to include the product costs, whether you can reclaim it or not. And we've done a video on this, and it actually includes the new VAT rules. So go watch that video to compare the flat rate versus the normal scheme. So what do you need to do after learn about this? So if you're not VAT registered, you need to review your SKU list, ensure all products are still profitable, and consider charging more for low margin products or just not restocking them when they sell out. If you're on the flat rate scheme, you should still be better off, but you should make sure you do the calculation and compare yourself to the normal scheme and make sure it's still financially in your interest to remain on the flat rate scheme. If you're VAT registered, you do not need to do anything with pricing. You just need to ensure your accountant or you are reclaiming the VAT on your Amazon seller and FBA fees. And that includes the EU as well. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe for more guidance on e-commerce.